There's a push in Oakland to rename some of the streets downtown. Supporters say they're currently named after people who owned slaves. KPIX5's Dahlin has reaction from city leaders.
Washington, Jefferson, and Jackson. What do they mean to you? Some say they're just names of former presidents, but others say those names represent a sign of oppression.
All references to slavery should be abolished.
A drive around downtown Oakland, you'll notice many last names of former presidents and famous historical figures. Franklin, Madison, Webster, and the list goes on. And some Oakland residents point out some of these people were also slave owners.
I think the names and the symbols help perpetuate the mindset of racism.
They say the city should change those names. For example, they want to change Jackson Street, believed to be named after President Andrew Jackson, to Black Lives Matter Street.
I fully support a re-examination and a robust community conversation about all of the names.
Both Mayor Libby Schaaf and Councilman Larry Reed say they're open to changing the street names if the community supports it.
That's a sign of government approval. And if that is not what the government should be saying at this moment, we need to change it.
If in fact they are named after, former presidents who were slave owners, I will do an ordinance to change those street names.
He's the first president. I think his name should be up there.
Some African-American leaders say taking down these names won't change the racist mindsets.
I'm not in support. It's just a dog and pony show as far as I'm concerned.
Bishop Bob Jackson with Acts Full Gospel Church says, let's not waste the money. Instead, use that money on community programs that can bring real change.
That's not going to take away the racism. That's not going to take away the hatred that's in the heart of men and women in America. We've got to have a heart transplant. We have to have a heart changed.
At this time, the city has no plans to direct staff to study the name change issue and how much it would cost. But if there's enough community support or pressure, then it could get more attention. In Oakland, I'm Dahlin, KPIX5.